like freedom, and I like mass shootings that happen every day. Speaking of which, let's take a look. Here it is. 3 dead, injured, 6 injured in New Mexico mass shooting. Let's get started. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. It's time to talk about the
mass
news.
shooting in New Mexico that left at least 3 people dead and several others wounded.
Police took down the 18-year-old shooter. This was the 225th mass shooting in America this year alone. Mola Lengi is on the scene in Farmington, New Mexico. Good morning, Mola.
Well, good morning, George. Yeah, police.
It's so weird to cover mass shootings with a segue. But like in America, again, 250 plus. So what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? The fuck are you supposed to do?
Still investigating what motivated that 18-year-old to roam up and down these otherwise quiet residential streets, allegedly firing at random. But authorities say the shooting appears to be just that, random.
This morning, police investigating the deadly mass shooting in Farmington, New Mexico that left at least 3 people dead and 6 others injured, including 2 police officers.
I have eyes on the suspect. He's walking south. He's wearing all black.
The suspect, an 18-year-old male, seen in this video, lurking around the crime scene with a firearm in hand. Officers say he fired at least 3 different weapons, including an AR-style rifle.
There's a person laying in the middle of the street. He's just walking in circles with the Glock with an extended clip.
Authorities arriving to a chaotic scene spanning roughly a quarter of a mile after responding to multiple active shooting calls around 11 a.m.
I got several people down. I've got 3 vehicles that are...
That's a Mennonite town where a girl got murdered a few years ago by an Air Force airman. Bizarre for how small it is. Yeah.
I got 3 people that are dead.
At least 6 homes and 3 vehicles were reportedly hit by gunfire.
Finding a bullet hole through your daughter's window was just like, my gosh.
So this is the room, went through right there.
It was traumatic to be barricaded in your laundry room with your daughter, who's one.
Per capita murder rate in small towns now dwarfs large cities, as far as I know. Yeah, it's not surprising. America is fucked up. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, there's nothing going on in small towns, so they just like gotta fucking make do with whatever the fuck.
Officers eventually confronting and killing the suspect. They're now looking for a possible motive.
At this point, it appears to be purely random. No schools, no churches, no individuals targeted.
Overnight, the community mourning the loss of the victims, just as 225 communities have dealt with mass shootings across the country this year.
Well, the 2 police officers shot are recovering. One was treated and released from the hospital yesterday. The other remains at the hospital and is reportedly doing well. Michael?
All right, Mola, we are doing these stories all too often.
Yeah, what do you do? What do you say? Like, you can't do anything.
Detail.
Dude, I feel like, I don't know. I thought microplastics was supposed to make us more soy and, like, less violent, whereas, like, the lead generation was more aggressive and more violent. And then I see stuff like this, and I'm like, maybe we are still incredibly fucking violent. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Can cops please just stop killing the suspect and I just don't know, shoot their knees or shoot the gun so it disarms them? What do you think, this is a fucking video game? No, man. That's your point? No, this is like incredibly valid to kill the suspect here, okay? The fuck do you mean? The dude is like an active shooter. No, I will never listen to me, okay? This is the one time where police violence is warranted, okay? They don't have a fucking built-in VATS. This is not Fallout. There's no, like, shooting the kneecaps. The fuck are you talking about? You aim for center mass and you fucking unload. You mag dump. That's fine. It's the one instance where it's fucking fine. No, literally. This is the one fucking part of policing where I'm like, one, it's valid. This is why we need, like, a protective force, okay? And 2, totally valid and justified to use violence in this circumstance. If you are in the process of killing someone with a gun and you get shot, you're not going to see me go, oh, man, what the fuck? Now, obviously, that changes. We're talking about knives, right? Like, if someone is, like, walking around with a knife or whatever the fuck, and police have an opportunity to apprehend that suspect, then, yes, they should use the less violent means to apprehend that suspect, not immediately fucking mag dump on them. If someone is unarmed, should the cops mag dump on them? Absolutely not. But if someone literally has multiple guns and they're running around and shooting and have demonstrated that they are capable of killing people and they are, trying to kill more people, yes, in that circumstance, it is a valid instance where police violence is warranted, necessary, if you will. Okay? That is kind of the reason why police are supposed to have guns. Not because they want to pull it out at every fucking traffic stop whenever they see a black person driving a fucking Kia Forte or whatever, but because, this is it. This is the one time where you're supposed to have the guns and you're supposed to shoot the guns, okay? Anyway. Oh. But of course, there is not VATS IRL. Moving targets are hard to shoot. Yeah. You can't trust these cops and what they say about motive anymore. Those cowards in Allen, Texas still refuse to acknowledge anything about the shooter's Nazi shit. Maybe an army of 100 social workers could reverse psychology the weapon away from him. Yeah, I mean, first of all, no one thinks that, right? Like, I don't even think the crustiest of anarchists think that is like the appropriate thing to do there. If it's a violent and weaponized threat, then yes, like that's certainly valid to use force in that regard. The problem is cops don't do that in most circumstances because they are genuinely incredibly fearful for their lives. So they don't even do that in a lot of instances where there is violence that is necessary, right? In order to defend their own lives and also other people. You literally just had a chatter who thinks that? Not really. I don't think so. I don't think anyone is serious when they say stuff like that. But ultimately, why do kids have access to guns in the first place? I only can shot an air gun when I was a kid. Dude, who doesn't have access to guns at this point, dude? We're in America. You can accidentally have access to a gun, even if you didn't intend to at this point. Police aren't obligated to risk their lives to save someone. I know. So, anyway. So, yeah, good police work in that regard. But, again, it doesn't matter. Police are the good guys with the guns in this circumstance, right? But it doesn't matter because the killer still fucking shot multiple people because they are reacting to violence. So there has to be... There is echo in your mic audio? No, there isn't. Shut the fuck up. There has to be something else. There has to be something that we have to do to actually stop or at least greatly make it as difficult as possible to have these instances of gun violence in this country. And that comes from gun control. It comes from the legislative body. There's nothing you can do outside of that. Places like California are, very good examples of how to do that. Okay? People always talk oh man, California, so much violence. It's no, motherfucker. If you look at the overall gun violence rate of California, it is lower than the fucking national average. It's lower than the national average. Contrast that with any fucking red state and you realize, oh no, actually more guns means more gun violence. Okay? Same with New York. New York State has a lower rate of violent crimes and gun violence than fucking South Carolina. But nobody ever thinks that way because they don't think about it like that because the media is constantly portraying it as the opposite. It's oh, these blue cities and blue states, they're so violent. You know what I mean? Look at New Jersey. It's lower than California average. New Jersey W. Yes. Police cannot prevent crimes. Police as a body are there to react to crimes after they happen. And in a lot of instances, they don't even do a good fucking job with it. Okay, let's be real, especially when it comes to petty crimes or even Grand Theft Auto or even grand larceny. They're not even a good reaction force. Let's be fucking real. Why? Because they don't need to. Because they're the most well-paid, laziest, sexist shit you've ever seen in this goddamn country. Nobody wants to work anymore. And by nobody wants to work anymore, I mean the cops. They don't want to work anymore. Here, this is another thing I saw from some urbanist account that said, San Francisco is such a joke. Gone for 45 minutes, nothing in the car. Come back to glass all over my kid's car seat. To file a police report for the stats, since crime isn't actually down, call the police, don't pick up, call again. Okay? And then it says, transfer to another service. Told it will take 25 minutes to file over the phone, but I can do it online. No wonder nobody files police reports and crime is down. Guess I'm lucky. I got nothing taken. 4th time this happened. So, no, not to leave anything. So, this is so fucking frustrating. Okay? It's so frustrating. Cops don't do anything about it. It's so fucking annoying. It's like, do your job, man. This is your job. Okay? Your job is not to like sit around and harass homeless people. This is your job. Okay? Your job is to do this. Okay? And then they constantly say, oh, well, there's nothing we can do about it because the DAs will like release them. That's not true. Okay? That's not fucking true. That's not even true. Do your fucking job. Oh my God, I hate you so much. I hate cops so fucking much. It is so fucking frustrating. Holy fuck. Yeah, there were 30 cops literally in my subway station last night, just standing there in a vast crowd getting paid overtime. This is why libraries are closing on weekends and public schools are falling apart. What was it? Well, I saw a fucking tweet about this where someone was like, if you're leaning, you should be cleaning. Okay? Like, get them to do other shit. Okay? I'm sick and tired of it. If you're going to fucking stand around, get to work. Pick up the trash. You fucking piglet hog pieces of shit. Time to lean, time to clean, bitch. Do something. Okay? Anything. New York spends $29 million per day on the NYPD, by the way. Eric Adams wanted to cut public library hours and programming because they were short $36 million for the year, just FYI. I agree, by the way. Stop saying come. I had to fucking go. I had to go pee, okay? Shut the fuck up. My cousin is a cop, and in general, it's like Cop Week or something, and she's gassing herself so hard on week Insta. Bro, Cop Week is like, Men's Awareness Month or something, okay? It's always Cops Week. There is no circumstance. Please talk about Iran executing 62 people. I don't know anything about what happened here, but oh my fucking God, dude. Like, stop spamming this shit, okay? Stop. What is this, like your personal pet project or something? It's like, I don't know. It's bad, okay? There you go. I talked about it. Jesus Christ, dude. There's no week that isn't Cop Week. These motherfuckers are the only people that have like social. They are living in Norway, okay? That's it. The only group of individuals in the workplace that is this well treated in the working class that are wage laborers, okay? Because cops technically are they're cops. That's it. In the United States of America, every other fucking sector is dog shit, okay? Except for cops. They quite literally have they have all the benefits, they have all the compensation, they have all the workplace security, they have everything. They could just be the worst on the fucking planet. They could kill, okay, and get away with it. And there's nothing. There's nothing you can do about it. It's like they're the only like actually solid union in the country. They get pensions. They get all of that. They get all of that. They live on a totally different planet, dude. It's fucking bananas. New York spends $29 million per day on the NYPD. Okay? The amount of top-of-the-hour ad break avoidance fees that you can pay for that is crazy. Maybe I should promote cops more. Honestly. That way I can get more subs at the top of the hour and gifters at the top of the hour. Because at the top of the hour, there's a streaming ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account where you get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that's me. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Preston for the win. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads. Suck on a gore. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs, allowing 10 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. Here's a 3-minute ad break right now. Okay. The car break-ins are strange because it's largely an organized crime ring that is easily baitable. The viral glitter bomb YouTube guy easily tracked them with a bait package and figured out where they trade in their goods. It's confusing why the San Francisco Police Department can't do the same thing. And I responded and I said, police wants to work anymore. That's why. Randy also said, why would the police do any work when they could just do nothing and get paid the same? It's just like, guys, another $1 billion will fix it. Okay? That's what it is. Remember when Myth stole his own car back? Crazy. The cops are quiet quitting. Okay? They're quiet quitting. Nobody wants to work anymore. Is actually just about cops. $120K starting salary for the SFPD, by the way. Yeah, of course. Dude, their job is basically, wouldn't that be entrapment? Wait, what? No. First of all, cops do entrapment all the fucking time. But this wouldn't even be entrapment unless, like, they are leaving a car with valuables inside of it. It's just a bait car. It's not just organized crime. There was one article where a gang was doing it. It's sad, but it's often houseless folks and people at the end of their rope. Yeah, it would be investigating work. Hashimo Jar Jar, thank you for the 5, get the subs. And Keith is neat, thank you for the 5, get the subs as well. Entrapment would be them goading some dude into doing the fucking crime. Exactly. So they'll never do that because, you know, that's work and they get paid the same if they don't do the work anyway. So it doesn't matter. Plus, the media protects them. So there's that too, where like the media will greatly amplify the narrative that like violent crime is on the rise and like cops can't do anything about it and that, we're being too mean to them. Oh. San Francisco is full of communists, you know, the VC funds and tech oligarchs. Yeah. A picture of a cop doing something good will make it all fine. Yeah. Yeah, no, they'll go play basketball with like some 12-year-old black teens or something. Like 13-year-old teenagers, and then everyone will forget about it.
On that terrifying attack in Virginia, where a man with a metal baseball bat allegedly targeted a congressman and struck 2 of his staffers. Janae Norman is in Fairfax, Virginia, with the latest for us. Good morning, Janae.
Hey, Michael, good morning. This incident brings up the issue of security.
San Francisco has a crime problem. Definitely has a crime problem, but it's greatly amplified by conservatives. Every big city has a crime problem. And with no solutions, because the solution to crime is not more police enforcement. It's literally financial, okay? There's no way to fix crime other than by turning around and solving the underlying reasons why crime happens, okay? Crime, or the overwhelming majority of crime, rather, is due to socioeconomic conditions. That's it. If you want to like actually eliminate crime, then you have to eliminate poverty.
For lawmakers, a district office like this typically doesn't have security. Congressman Connolly saying his staff makes themselves available to constituents in the public each and every day, calling this attack unconscionable and devastating.
This morning, the latest details after that alleged harrowing attack in a Virginia congressman's district office. Shocking new video appears to show the suspect, 49-year-old Xuan Ka Tran Pham, armed with a metal baseball bat, chasing a woman. A neighbor telling our affiliate WJLA that video took place 30 minutes before authorities responded to reports of an active assault around 10:45 a.m.
30 minutes!
At the Fairfax, Virginia office of Democratic Congressman Jerry Connolly. Authorities saying they found Pham armed with a metal baseball bat at Connolly's office.
Our officers got here within 5 minutes. located the subject just inside the office. We found 2 victims. They sustained non-life-threatening injuries.
Police say the suspect asked for the congressman by name, but Connolly was at a ribbon cutting for a food bank in his district during the attack. The suspect then allegedly swinging on staffers. Connolly's office telling ABC News the suspect hit a senior aide in the head and an intern on their first day on the job in the upper body.
He's schizophrenic. He previously wrote a complaint to the FBI that he was being held in a 4th dimensional prison. Oh, my Lord.
Both staffers have since been released from the hospital. Authorities now working to piece together a motive.
It's quite frankly scary that someone can just walk up to an office holding a baseball bat and just start swinging at innocent victims.
Now, as for that suspect, police tell us he is a local resident, and we've learned he's filed suit against the CIA, claiming he was wrongfully imprisoned and brutally tortured. Authorities tell us they are looking into mental illness as a potential factor for a motive. George.
I mean, that's what it is. What do you mean? Like, why don't poor southern states have higher crime if it's heavily socioeconomic factor related, just population density versus cities? Where, first of all, poor southern states do have higher crime. What the fuck? Hello? They do, actually, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, I don't know what you're saying. Per capita, of course. Yeah, of course per capita. No one would look at totality. What the fuck? Oh, man. I can't believe Wyoming doesn't have the same total number of violent crime incidents as California. You know what I mean? Yeah, no shit. You have to look at per capita. And they do, for the record. I'm not making fun of you. Maybe you didn't know that, but they do. They do have higher rates of crime per capita. What about New York? What about New York? That's a great question. What about New York? I said it earlier in the chat, but like if you look at television, if you look at local TV, you think New York crime is out of control. Except New York State has a lower rate of violent crimes per capita than South Carolina does. California's rate of gun violence is lower than the fucking national average. And I think New York too. But again, it's because the media is constantly fucking lying to you, so you don't even recognize that reality. Like, it blew my mind when there was an Oklahoma, was it the gubernatorial race or whatever? I think it was, right? There was an Oklahoma gubernatorial race. And like the two people going against one another were debating on local news. Okay? They were debating to become the next governor of Oklahoma. And the Republican was debating against the Democrat, and the Republican literally said, like, seriously and openly, that, like, New York has a crime problem. Oklahoma doesn't have a crime problem. And then the Democrat turned around and said, actually, Oklahoma has a higher rate of, gun violence and violent crimes than New York. And everyone laughed at her. Like, the entire room laughed in her face. And it blew my fucking mind. Like, she was right. Like, the Democrat was literally right. It's just basic math, okay? Like, yeah, including the fucking moderators.